you ready for some awesome breakdowns with Scott and Sean? It's time for 6 Minute Abs. Step into my office.
Let's go!
What's up, fantasy world? Welcome to another episode of 6 Minute Abs. Awesome breakdowns with Scott and Sean. We're here today talking a little Delta Squad 2. Scotty, why don't you start us out with Bake 8 in the one hole?
Coming in one hole, yes. Like Sean said, he is Bake 8, and he starts off with Bijan Robinson. His running back room fills out with one Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, and looks like Brian Robinson and Alvin Kamara, a couple aging vets. Not too bad there. I think it's a little on the weak side, but you did get your two really good running backs, so they should carry you in the points category for running backs. The receiving room looks like Nico Collins, A.J. Brown, Zay Flowers, Cortland Sutton, and Khalil Shakir. Kind of like that a lot. The quarterback room, Jordan Love and Daniel Jones, not great, but not bad. And then I actually like your tight ends. You would double tap tight end with Sam Laporta and Tucker Kraft, so I really like that a lot. I mean, it's not my favorite type of build, more of like a ho-hum team, probably finishing in the middle.
Wow, Scotty starting off with the shots fired. LB light up two in the two hole. Took my boy Josh Allen to start out their draft. Never a bad pick when you're taking JA17. Happy new dad. Happy new dad, Josh Allen. Baker Mayfield, Tyler Shuck finishes out the quarterback room. Man, we are on fire today with our mess ups. Huh? This is a kabacle. Justin Jefferson, Alec Pierce, and Parker Washington starts out with the wide receiver core. So I like his team so far with the quarterbacks and the wide receivers. It looks pretty good. Jeremiah Love, I do like that you waited till the third round to take him. If he goes anytime before the third round, I'm a little like, that was too early. But in the third round or later, I'm okay with it. So him, DeAndre Swift, Jalen Warren, I would have liked to see a little bit more just solid backups there, at least maybe one more tap on that running back before you got all the way to DeAndre Swift, but that's how the board falls sometimes. So that room's a little bit weak as far as depth, but otherwise you might work out okay if Love turns out to be a stud. Colston Loveland, Dallas Goedert. I think the tight end room looks good, especially Cade Otton. I think he's a real steal if you get him that late in the draft. You know, he's going to be their top tight end in that offense. So I really like this team. I think he's got some potential here to go pretty far. And you got his boy Justin Jefferson. You always love it when they get their guy that's on their icon, right?
All right, coming in at 103, we got Martin Brundle, and he started off in his running back room. He's got Jahmyr Gibbs. Not bad there. Breece Hall falls all the way down to the fifth round. I think that's pretty good value. He did get R.J. Harvey and James Conner along with Tajay Spears. So pretty decent running back room. Kind of like it. Got some good value. The wide receiver room is Garrett Wilson, Rome Odunze, Tyson and a rookie, Michael Pittman and Jordan Addison. Not too shabby right there, depending on how the rookie does. And the quarterback room. How do you get Jalen Hurts at the end of the second? I don't know. What are we doing, people? And then we come back around with Jackson Dart in the third round, which I think is even better value right there. So I like those two picks there, Martin Brundle. Harold Fannin, everyone knows I like him, and A.J. Barner could be sneaky in Seattle. So Martin Brundle, I actually really like this team. I think you're going to compete very heavily.
Right. You know you got a good team when you get the Scott. What are we doing here, people drop? K Doggity Dog in the four hole. Puka Nacua, Drake London, Jamison Williams, Devontae Smith, Jacoby Myers. That is a solid receiver room. I'm going to go out on a limb and say probably the best in the league. Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Stafford, Tua Tagovailoa. I do think all three of those are going to start because I have Tua as the starter in Atlanta. So I do like that room as well, especially since you're top heavy with Lawrence and Stafford. Derrick Henry, Tyler Algier, Rasheed White, Tyrone Tracy, Rodriguez. I'm a little concerned about the depth there. I think Algier gets some shares in that offense, just not enough to be like a solid RB2 for you. So I'd be a little worried about the depth of the running back position. Brenton Strange as your first tight end also is a little bit freaky for me, especially since you waited all the way down till Ferguson and Ingram to back him up. I'm a little concerned about the depth on this team, K Doggity Dog. If there's any kind of injuries at all, I think you're going to fall off a cliff.
All right, coming in at 1-5, we have Lucky McBlue, and her quarterback room is not too bad. It's Caleb Williams and Sam Darnold, and she drafted someone named Michael Penix, another female we used to know or still know. She used to pronounce it Michael Penix. So I don't know how you want to take that. The running back room is a Marion Hampton, Janavius Price, I think his name is. Kyle Monungai, Zach Charbonnet coming off injury, Krosky Merritt. So not too bad. You did get your hero RB in Hampton. The wide receiver room is JSN, Lad McConkey, who is a 2025 bust. And Rashid Shaheed, Ricky Parcel, Cooper Kupp. Not too bad, not super sexy like we want it. And then the tight end room, she ended up with Tyler Warren. And this is the second draft I've broken down for her, where she took Sadiq over Kyle Pitts and Jake Ferguson, and along with Sam Laporta and Tucker Kraft. So she must have some inside info on Sadiq. We will see how this happens. Another team that I think is kind of like in the middle of the road.
Ooh, and it was actually War in Phoenix was the reference. Shout out to you, Sarah. That was a really great time. Jimmy Wojo drafted in the 6th hole. Jamar Chase, George Pickens, DJ Moore, Wan'Dale Robinson, Chris Godwin, all starters on their offense, all at least at the number 2 at worst. I think that team is a really solid room right there. Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, all the way down to Davis Mills. I'm a little concerned about the depth there, especially being that Stroud is kind of a boomer bust type of candidate. I really like that you took Brock Bowers in 3-6. I think the fact that he fell to you there is a stunning thing and should not have happened. The fact that you got him and Isaiah Likely all the way down in the 10th round, I think you really set up your room good. Along with Chigo Okonkwo, you should be just fine in that room. Travis Etienne, Bashal Tootin, David Montgomery, and Isaiah Pacheco, all good players there, especially Pacheco at the late point that you got him. I do think he gets some solid carries and, dare I say, even goal line carries in that offense. So I like this team, Jimmy Wojo. Once again, I think you drafted pretty well. You have a chance to be in the top 3.
All right. Good job for Jimmy Wojo. Coming in at 1-7, we got T-Mill 85. He does what I love to do, get them quarterbacks. Joe Burrow, Bo Nix, and Bryce Young. Very, very sexy right there. In the running back room, he has Devon Chan, Caleb, Kyron Williams, Cam Scatabo coming off injury, and Woody Marks right down in the 12th rounds. I think is very good value. So check there, T Mills. And the wide receiver room, we have Malik Neighbors in the 3rd round. I mean, really amazed how he got him there. I mean, Rashee Rice in the 7th round. What planet are we on? And Jaden Higgins and Jaden Reed down there at the end. Really like that a lot. He also get Oronde Gadsden and Mason Taylor, who could be a sleeper this year, along with George Kittle coming off injury. So T-Mill, I really like this team. You got tons of value with all these players dropping. That's going to catapult you into the top spots.
I agree 100%. Great team, T-Mill 85. Pass the stick in the 8 spot. He's got Jonathan Taylor, Ashton Janty, Javonte Williams, Rico Dowdle. Solid running back room. No concerns there. I like that he took Brock Purdy at the 3-8 spot. I'm a little concerned about Fernando Mendoza, especially now that we know that Kirk Cousins signed there. There's a real scare that he might not play very much in the beginning. Geno Smith, on the other hand, might be the savior for you, at least having another quarterback there. It's always funny to think of Geno Smith as a savior, but hey, that might end up being the case. So the receiver room is pretty solid, though. You got Ted McMillan, Luther Burden, Vontae Adams, Christian Watson, Hunter, and Downs. I think Downs makes up for the Hunter pick a little bit. So you're solid there. And then the fact that you start out with Andrews and wait all the way to 12th round to do it is another good move, along with Hunter Henry. Both those two players right there, even though they're so late in the draft, really should do good for you at that position, along with some pretty decent depth. And Deshaun Watson, even one down here, that if he does end up starting, that's so crazy that you got a starting quarterback in the 23rd round. So this team does have a lot of potential there. I think you got an opportunity to be at the top, but it's one of those teams that might be a hit or miss.
Coming in at 1-9, we got World War III, and the quarterback room looks like this: Drake May and Pat Mahomes. Very, very nice. Running back, he's got his hero RB in James Cook, J.K. Dobbins, who I really like. He's definitely the starter there. Blake Corum's going to get a lot more runtime this year. Touchdown upside. Kenny Gainwell in Tampa, that's going to work out this year. So really like the running back room there. The receiving room is Chris Olave, Mekhi Lemon, Carnell Tate, Jalen Waddle, and Quentin Johnson, along with Tyreek Hill, who we don't know if he's going to sign yet with anybody. So don't mind it there. I mean, I know I've always said I don't like really drafting too many rookies, but you got 2 real good ones. And then the tight end, you waited all the way down and got pretty decent value at Dalton Schultz, but you only have 2 along with Kobe Parkinson. And in a best ball league, they say if you're going to go with 2 tight ends, make sure they're studly, and these 2 are not studly. So I think that's going to be your problem going forward with this team. Other than that, I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle of the road. If you get anything out of your second tight end, it could push you to the top.
All right. I'm going to say that's Most Dope Forever because I can't see the full name. If I said it wrong, I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, top quarterbacks, and then Shador Sanders down here for the third guy. I don't hate that. I also like that he covered his butt with Marcus Mariota over there with Jaden Daniels as his top guy. So I think that helps him out a lot there as far as depth is concerned. Chase Brown, Bucky Irving, Ramondre Stevenson in the running back room, along with Trey Benson. I don't see a whole lot to talk about there other than Jonathan Brooks down here at the 18th pick. If he turns out to play well this year, that's a really nice move there. So that room has a chance to be pretty solid, but there are also some concerns there. It's like a hit or miss potential. Mika Egbuka, T. Higgins, Brian Thomas, Michael Wilson, and I'm going to say Omar Cooper because I believe that's what it is. Could be wrong. But either way, I think that team has a lot of solid options up top, so that having a nice rookie in there that could potentially hit for you is not a bad move at that point. I do like his tight end room as well. Got Kyle Pitts, Juwan Johnson, and then Theo Johnson, right? Theo Johnson at the tight end spot along with Jake Tonjan. Scott loves it when I do that. So that's definitely a solid room there too. I like that a lot. I like this team a lot. I think you have a chance to be successful here.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's why every time we do these drafts, I always look for Theo Johnson and make sure hopefully I'm not I don't have to break down that team. Coming in at 111, we have Dougie Fresh 1. Love the name. Starts off with his quarterback room with Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, and Jacoby Brissett. So check there. The running back room, Trayvon Henderson. I love Quinshon Judkins this year. I think he's going to be a really good back if he can stay healthy. And Chuba Hubbard all the way in the 10th round. He's the starting running back, guys, but he only has 3, so that could be a problem as far as depth goes in a best ball. The wide receiving room, Terry McLaurin, Marvin Harrison Jr., Troy Franklin in a crowded wide receiver room, Tesla Booty, Horton. A little light there with the did I even say Amon-Ra St. Brown and CeeDee Lamb? No, I probably didn't. So not a bad wide receiver room right there. And then the tight end room I really like a lot. He did get Jake Kelsey. So and Dawson Knox, I know we don't really talk about him so much, but he could be a really good best ball play way down in the 23rd round if Dalton Kincaid continues to not stay healthy throughout the whole year. Dougie Fresh, I really like this team. You're going to compete for sure.
How dare you talk about him not staying healthy? Go Bills. Hopscotch Daisy sitting at the end of the draft here, the 12 hole. Let's see what happened. Trey McBride, I like him at the, like I said, I've always said this, either at the last spot there, beginning of the second, which I consider that to be either the 112 or 2-1 when you take anybody there. So good job with Trey McBride there at that point. I don't mind that at all, along with Chris McCaffrey. I think those are 2 really solid picks for you. And then you came back around, took Walker and Jacobs. I don't hate the back-to-back running back right there. I definitely like the fact that you did not go crazy on more running backs and went back to the quarterback well to make sure you filled that position. The rest of your tight end room looks pretty solid with Dalton Kincaid and TJ Hawkinson. I have no concerns there for you. I think your running back room might have been a little bit lacking on the depth, but to have some of these rookie guys in here, I think that helps a lot. One of them hits and all of a sudden you're looking solid. And in your quarterback room, you got Malik Willis, Kyler Murray, Cam Ward. I think those are all 3 of them I think are going to start for you. All 3 of them I think are going to play well for you. So I like that room quite a bit. But let's worry about this receiver room, right? You waited so long to take one. Oh, wait a second. Who's that? Mike Evans sitting there at 7-12 along with DK Metcalf, Dave Boston, Concepcion, Jennings, Golden. Wow, I think that there's some pretty solid depth in there, some pretty good opportunity for some hits, and then, obviously some bust potential, but there's a lot of guys there, so I don't think you'll have any concerns in the end. I think this team has a chance to be really, really competitive. Good job on this draft, guys. A lot of you guys did really well out here, a lot better than our breakdown was, because this is our first one of the day, and we always like to play around and end up messing up quite a bit on these first ones of the day. So thanks again for listening. Guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. For myself, Sean, and my co-host, Scott, we are out of here.
Let's go! Thanks for watching 6-Minute Ads. Please like and subscribe to Sudden Death Fantasy Sports. Let's go!